10,
8, 7, 6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go C. Mike Q.
It was turned into a street of horrors in just seconds. 2 bombs tear through the crowd at the Boston Marathon finish line. And some local runners were in that marathon. Tonight, they're telling their stories. Plus, there's so much at stake. Tonight, the community got one last chance to sway the Army against drastic downsizing at Fort Polk. 70s Nightcast starts now.
Go see.
Now, in high definition.
Stand by 2 key.
Package
out of 1.
This is 7 News Nightcast.
Go key, my Q.
Good evening. The end of a marathon is supposed to be a celebration of achievement. But as some finishers made it to the end of today's Boston Marathon,
clear. Stand by sound
they were greeted by 2 explosions. Tonight, we know those explosions killed at least 3 people, including an 8-year-old child, and injured at least 100 more. More tonight from Katie Davis in Boston.
Sound up 1.
This is the scene as it happened. 4 hours into the race, 2 explosives.
This is a minute 25. We'll come back centered on Cynthia, then we'll go to Lee at the package. Okay.
People, just chaos everywhere.
Police called it a powerful blast. The devices exploding 12 seconds apart, sending shrapnel into the crowd.
These explosions occurred 50 to 100 yards apart, and each scene
1 minute
resulted in multiple casualties.
Today was Patriots Day in Boston, a holiday in this city when
Do you have any idea what the run time and out queue is on these
packages? The governor told shaken residents to remain calm and vigilant.
This whole community has been dealing with a horrific event today, 2 explosions on Boylston Street.
Witnesses say they saw victims who had lost limbs. There were no known suspects, and tonight it was announced the FBI is taking the lead in the investigation.
It is a criminal investigation that is has the potential is a potential terrorist investigation.
Addressing the nation, President Obama vowed to bring anyone responsible to justice.
We will find out who did this, and we will hold them accountable.
15.
Counterterrorism officials tell NBC News that multiple explosive devices were found
10 seconds.
at the scene.
Stand by 2 center.
Police and emergency officials in Boston now dealing with a mass casualty situation
5.
as a shaken city tries to come to grips with a violent attack in the heart of the city. Katie Davis, NBC News.
Now, 50 runners from Louisiana ran the Boston Marathon, including 5 from Southwest Louisiana. All are accounted for and safe. We spoke to 2 of those runners tonight. KPLC's Lee Pegg joins us now with more.
Yes, Cynthia, both runners described this as a day that started out with smiles and anticipation and say quickly turned to one of chaos and disbelief.
Some 2. Okay.
2 explosions.
About a minute 30. More explosives out.
Watching the video, it doesn't
come back
seem
to
real.
the flash for the tag. Then we'll go
David
keep
Howard
on
was about a mile and a half from the finish line when the explosions occurred.
I didn't hear them at all. What I saw was a bunch of ambulances, well, actually fire trucks and ambulances heading that way.
Scott Cushing made the trip all the way from Leesville. This was his first time to compete in the Boston Marathon.
It's surreal. I mean, it's just no.
About a minute.
Happen, especially with on a day like this. You know, it's just an international event.
Cushing crossed the finish line about an hour before tragedy struck.
It was just, heart wrenching because, my wife and some friends had walked exactly where that explosion occurred, and just thinking about how they were only, less than an hour away from being at that exact spot when it exploded. It was just, it was pretty scary thought.
Cushing says everyone is in disbelief as security is on high alert. Businesses close and people are asked to stay at home or in their hotel rooms.
And we were in a Starbucks.
About 15.
They came and put signs up on the door. They were closing all the businesses, asking people to
about
go
10,
home,
standing by.
stay off the streets, don't congregate, because they were just still thinking there were more explosives out.
Mike Q.
Again, 5 runners from Southwest
Stand by 2
Louisiana,
center.
all accounted for and safe tonight. At your service,
Center.
Lee Pegg, KPLC 7 News.
Mike Q. Cynthia.
A guilty plea from Maryville's former police chief James Fowler. He admitted abusing his office by falsifying arrest documents and for going to Texas to find drugs on a woman whom he had released after a traffic stop. Fowler was given a suspended 3-year prison term, 60 days in jail, 3 years on probation, and $1,500 in fines. Despite his best efforts, Governor Bobby Jindal's attempt to put through legislation to do away with state income taxes was killed today in a state legislative committee. The House Ways and Means Committee deferred action today on all tax repeal bills. Committee Chairman Representative Joel Robideau of Lafayette said the panel doesn't intend to hear them this session. Robideau says the House doesn't support a repeal because of the state's ongoing budget problems and because of difficulties coming up with new tax revenue to offset the lost income tax money. House Speaker Chuck Fleckley of Lake Charles said today it would not be fiscally responsible removing the state income tax without replacing the revenue. In a statement released by his office, Fleckley said, quote, "From the beginning, my priority has been to make sure we have precise numbers and that we replace the revenue. Members I have spoken to since this issue began in the fall have agreed with this approach." End quote. We have more reaction from today's decision on our website, KPLC-TV.com.
Go full screen.
Well, do you agree with the committee's decision?
We're going to come back to video out of one.
In our new web poll on KPLC-TV.com. And right now, most responders say lawmakers did the right thing.
Take it out.
A big night in the long saga over a new Allen Parish jail. Tonight,
we're going to mix with Banner to install on it too.
Police jury about the planned jail. Some issues involved how much money the police jury would spend to help fund the operation of the new jail. After much discussion and questions from the panel, the police jury decided to go ahead with the project.
And two.
This thing to get it done some time ago.
23 seconds. It's out. CoStar, more VO, coming back to 3 and 2.
Fast track it. So really, and for all intents and purposes, the sheriff's office is building the police jury's jail. Is the best way to look at it.
5-ish.
We won't make any money off of them or any profit. Whatever they pay will be exactly what those costs are.
Mike, you.
Once the district attorney gets the proper paperwork in order, the project will be brought back to the police jury for final approval.
And 3 is
well, if you're a fan of humidity, today was your day. Cedric Hayes is here with more on that.
That's exactly right, Cynthia. Humidity returned today. We also have those clouds that returned this afternoon, and that put a damper on some of that warming. Let's take a look at the satellite radar now. You can see those clouds continuing to lift on off towards the north and east.
We'll come back to 3 and 2, then we'll go 2 Ketons in there. You can advance your key.
Actually fog, and also some lower clouds will be moving in as we go throughout the overnight hours and the early morning hours. Now, before we had the clouds moving this afternoon, we had a very nice, warm afternoon. We made it all the way up to 84 degrees in Lake Charles today, 86 degrees today in Fort Polk and DeRidder. So it was a very warm one. Temperatures are falling back now as clouds have overspread the entire viewing area now into the mid-70s. And I think we're going to be slow to fall down into the low 70s overnight. On Tuesday, we're talking about another warm day with plenty of clouds on the increase. Highs making up to around 82 degrees. And I think we'll be warm for the next couple of days, but we are tracking the threat for some strong storms by Thursday afternoon. Cynthia, we're going to talk much more about this and show you the latest models and give you the latest information on that system in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks a lot, Cedric. Well, a former McNeese student has joined the likes of William Faulkner and Ernest Hemingway. Adam Johnson has won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction. He won it for his book, The Orphan Master's Son. It's set in North Korea and tells the story of a young man who rises to become a threat to the dictator. The author graduated from the writing program at McNeese State in 1996 before going to Florida State and Stanford. Next, there's so much at stake. Tonight, the community got one last chance to sway the Army against drastic downsizing at Fort Polk. That story as 7 News Nightcast continues.
1, Faye, take it.
Hallelujah.
2.
Now it's hot in here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go see. Ew. My cue.
More now on the effort to stop drastic downsizing proposed for Fort Polk. The base could lose half its troops. KPLC's Jared Jordan is here with how the community showed their support in droves. One final time before decisions are made.
Cynthia, one of 3 things could happen to Fort Polk. It could lose 5,000 troops, gain 1,000 troops, or nothing could happen at all. Now, community members and officials from the surrounding area won one of the last 2 options, and they made that plea for the last time tonight to a special audience of Army officials from Washington.
Let's not take away from Fort Polk. Let's add.
It's out. This is 45
That's the message
seconds.
community
Good to
members and
them. We'll
officials
come back
wanted
to the
send to
flash and go
Department
one
of
in
the
the
Army
monitor
as they
with
made their
Cedric for the
final
bump.
plea to save Fort Polk from troop reduction. Since the Army released their assessment on how to downsize by the year 2020, the action group Fort Polk Progress has held a number of community meetings to build support against that reduction. But in a packed church sanctuary in Leesville, Mayor Robert Rose says Monday's meeting may have been one of the most important.
This is part of the official process. The communities before were more informational to the community to advise them of what the situation was, what the PEA was. But this meeting itself is the final step in the PEA for the Army team to come down and hear the community personally.
Direct requests from legislators on site.
We're here to support those people, their hard work, their commitment, their excellence, and the way they have supported this many years. And I implore you, I ask you to consider that when you make your final decisions.
And messages from U.S. Senators Vitter and Landrieu and a number of state representatives.
And I'm confident that the Army and its leadership will find that this base is a strong and strategic asset to the nation and one that we will need for many years to come.
But the heart of the meeting, as organizers would call them, members of the community sharing real stories of the real impact Fort Polk has had on their lives and their community.
My dad was one of the first troops at Fort Polk when it was called Camp Polk. He came in 1941 in June and was drafted from Wisconsin. And, you know, we just feel that we need to do all we can do to help the community. Because Fort Polk's been good to us and we want to be good to them.
Mike Q.
So what happens
Stand by,
now?
Cedric.
Well, Fort Polk Progress will head to Washington next week to continue to push their agenda before national lawmakers and Army officials. A decision from the Army isn't expected until sometime this summer. At your service, Jaron Jordan, KPLC 7 News.
Mikey Cedric.
And we're dealing with some warmer weather out there. We also have some clouds that continue to move in from the south and west. Over the next couple of days, we're going to notice more clouds, some sun moving across the area, and eventually we're going to see the winds picking up as we head towards your Wednesday. And guess what's behind that?
What?
Yes, we're going to be tracking another strong cold front that can produce some strong storms. More on that right after this.
So is Mike and fade. Yeah. 2.5. 15. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go see.
Now your pinpoint forecast with meteorologist Cedric Haynes.
Mike Q.
Well, good Monday evening to you and happy tax day. It's almost over with, and that's some good news. We had plenty of sunshine. It was warm to start today. But yes, the clouds moved in by the afternoon and evening hours and brought the temperatures down a bit. We're down into about the mid to upper 70s now, 76 degrees in Lake Charles. Notice that southerly wind still creeping in there. We've got quite a bit of moisture in the atmosphere. So as the winds come off of the cool waters of the Gulf of Mexico tonight, what's going to happen is we're going to see what we call advection fog, or when that cooler air mixes with that moist air and it creates low clouds and fog. So especially along the coastline, you're going to see some of that fog. And even here, interior sections south of I-10 could see some fog by late tonight, early tomorrow morning. I think we all will be dealing with the clouds when we first start off our day tomorrow. But hey, temperatures are into the 70s now, but earlier today they were up there into the mid to upper 80s. In fact, we made it all the way up to 84 degrees in Lake Charles, 89 degrees in Dallas, 88 in Austin, and I think we're going to see another warm day coming up for us as we go throughout your Tuesday. In fact, let's take you in and map this out for you hour by hour with our future temperatures. You can see tomorrow morning we'll start off in the lower 70s, but quickly the sun will peek through those clouds, and we're going to see those temperatures really rebounding quite nicely, and we'll be into the low to mid 80s once again by your Tuesday afternoon. So you're going to need air conditioning again tomorrow, so make sure you have that working and turned on. And it starts off on the warm and humid side Wednesday morning, and yeah, we're right back up there into those mid 80s coming up for us by Wednesday afternoon, and that's because of the strong southerly winds that will be kicking in. Now here are the clouds creeping in. You can see some of the low clouds and the high cumulus clouds moving out to the north and east. If you look really closely, you can see some of these low clouds now along the coastline here. That's some of that fog and advection cloud that's developing, and that will be creeping in later on this evening and tonight. To the north, we had some severe weather earlier across the Red River Valley of Texas and Oklahoma, now moving into the Missouri and Oklahoma area, so watch out around the Joplin area. This is part one of the next storm system that's going to be affecting us. Part two is still here in the north and west, and it's still spinning now, but eventually this system will merge with this system, and all of that will sweep our way and bring us our next storm system here by Thursday and Thursday afternoon. Let's map it out for you tonight. The southerly winds bringing in those clouds and that fog out there, and it will stay on the warm side for you across all of southwest Louisiana to start the day on Tuesday. By Tuesday afternoon, we're staying pretty warm. The sun peeks back out, though, and that's going to be a continuing trend for the first half of your Wednesday before more clouds move in Wednesday afternoon and evening. And notice how these isobars get closer together. That means it's going to turn very windy. Winds could gust anywhere out of the south, 15 to 30 miles per hour coming up on your Wednesday. And that's setting the stage between the clash of the air masses between the cold air to the north and the warm air to the south, and right in the middle is what we call the storm track. That's where your storms form, and as this storm system pulls out, it's going to move a cold front our way heading into your Thursday and Thursday afternoon, and as that moves in, you get that cold air clashing with that warm air right over southwest Louisiana and the lower Mississippi River Valley, and we're going to see showers and storms developing, and some of those could be on the strong side. So keep it right here on KPLC. We'll keep you updated throughout the week, but that looks to be the next day to really be weather aware. 69 degrees tonight with that patchy fog developing out there. And then for your Tuesday, 82 degrees with more clouds and a sun mix. Those winds will begin to pick up tomorrow afternoon, south 10 to 15 and gusty. But by the time we head towards your Wednesday, those winds will really pick up. So let's map this all out for you day by day. Again, on your Tuesday, we're just talking about that warm air will be the main story out there with the clouds sticking around. But by your Wednesday, look out for those winds out of the south anywhere between 15 and 30 miles per hour and gusty. But by Thursday, that's the big day that we need to watch this week. Strong storms possible, and now looking more likely, looking at some of the latest computer models Thursday afternoon and evening, and some of those could be on the strong to severe side. So we'll keep you updated with that, and then turning cooler but nice by the weekend.
All right, thanks a lot, Cedric. Coming up next, she's up and walking pain-free after becoming the first person in Louisiana to get a groundbreaking treatment. That story is 70s Nightcast.
I didn't do it. Swear to God I didn't.
Killer Mike, Fade, take it.
I just hit it once. You saw that.
Yeah. 2.5. You did. Hey, animate that key in. Animate that key in. 10.
Oh.
God damn it, Keith.
What?
5. 4. Are you going to fix that? 3. 2. 1. Sound up 1.
In Lake Charles, people will remember
Send my sound from 2. Are you going to get it?
Southwest Louisiana residents can see displays at the Civic Center in a couple of days. We'll talk with the people behind the displays about
You're
what
so
you
frustrating.
can expect.
And if you're looking for
Stand
a
by
way
sound
to
from 2.
enhance the look of your home, think about hanging baskets. We'll tell you how you can put them to
Stand by
good
sound from
use.
C.
70 Sunrise again tomorrow morning at 4:30 a.m.
C. Mike.
The first patient in Louisiana to receive the first of its kind drug-coated stent says she's able to walk again without pain. That revolutionary procedure is performed here in Lake Charles. KPLC's Brittany Glazer talks to Betty Hebert about how it's changed her life, and Dr. King White, who gave her back her mobility.
Walking around today
This is
with
a
her
minute
husband
56
of more than
standard out key. We're going to come back key for the tag, then we'll go to 2 and 2 for the bottom.
Especially compared to the leg pain she had 2 months ago.
It got really
Downstream.
bad. You know, I
I'm
couldn't
gonna
walk
hurt you.
from my bathroom to my
I'm gonna
bedroom.
pull like a section of your dreads out.
Peripheral artery disease, PAD,
Yeah, as much as I can fit in my hand, and I'm just
Heart
gonna
and
pull.
Vascular Center cardiologist Dr.
I'm gonna use the chair to help me propel backwards. Get a good grip.
At first we had bare metal stents,
I'm gonna
and
hurt
they worked
you.
fairly well. But frequently,
Down.
when you put the stent in, you get a good result. The blockage comes back.
That was the case for Hebert, whose artery was blocked again after a balloon procedure.
Scar tissue forms, it goes in through the stent and reblocks
I'm
the artery.
seriously
That
gonna
was a
like
problem
scratch
for
out
the
your
heart,
eyes.
leading to the development of coated stents for cardiac patients. Now that knowledge has been transferred to the
1 minute.
creation of longer and wider drug-coated stents for the leg. The Zilver PTX stent coated with paclitaxel.
It prevents growth of cells. So when you put it in the artery, the paclitaxel gets in the wall of the artery and prevents growth of tissue.
From blocked to blood flow, this is the moment that you can see the coated stent open up the artery again to get the blood moving down the leg to the foot.
It was so closed, you know, and then
30.
wide open.
Dr. White was the principal investigator for Zilver PTX stents in clinical trials and the first in Louisiana to implant it into a patient after FDA approval. Hebert says she's
15.
thrilled to be a part of this treatment transformation.
Wonderful. It's been just great.
10.
We expect these patients to have long-term
Stand by, Cynthia.
success
5
and be free of
seconds.
pain, be free of amputation.
At your service with HealthCast, Brittany Glazer, KPLC 7 News.
And Mike Hume.
Clinical studies have shown that the
2
drug-coated stent is 70% less likely to have a blockage again compared to a balloon and 40% less likely next to bare metal stents. 2 more local patients have also received the drug-coated stents.
Cure 2.
Well, Drew is here with sports, and it's already time for the
Sneak in your
softball
card,
playoffs.
stand by video from
It's
3.
surprising it's time.
Waddle
Most
3.
teams play tomorrow, but a few got started tonight. We'll have
Video's
all your
up.
scores coming up.
Go 3.
next in sports.
You're up in 3, 2, 1. Fade, take. Email Stephen Colbert and see if he can hook you up.
I'm gonna email Ellen. It's a better chance she'll help me get a ticket.
15. 10. Rumor has it she's not that nice.
Really?
Yeah. 5, 4, 3,
Seems so nice and
2, 1. Go see.
Now 7
Listen to
Sports
somebody's
with Drew
podcast
Shirley,
and
local
They used to write
first.
for it. Go key.
Hey, remember at 6 when I said the softball playoffs started tomorrow? That wasn't entirely true.
You're
I
clear.
put it a slightly different way.
Demo
It was
video from
somewhat
1.
false. Most of our local Southwest Louisiana teams will play tomorrow, but a few got started today in those by-district playoff games.
Video's
in
up.
Class 4A, the
We're gonna wipe
Drewitter Lady
video
Dragons
out of
get a
2
big scare
next.
from 28 seed Franklinton. They do hang on to win 2-1. In 3A,
And
though,
you
the
can
Westlake
advance your
Rams are shut out by Jenna tonight, 5-0. A tough night for Class 2A teams from Southwest Louisiana. North Webster shuts out Pickering 6-0, and Riverside beats Eastbow 10-0. In Class 1A, Maryville gets a perfect game from Summer Babin, and the Lady Panthers take down Gaydon 8-0, while South Cameron gets a run rule win over Ascension Christian 15-5 in 5 innings. Singer runs into a very tough number 1 seed Florine team tonight. That final is 19-0. And in Class B, the Fairview Lady Cardinals are off to a good start. They beat Evans 10-0 in 5 innings. Many more games tomorrow, and we'll keep up with all the scores as best we can.
Vibing.
Houston Astros were so close to winning their 2nd series in a row this weekend, but then that dang
We're gonna
old
wipe
Albert
to a
Pujols
full
beat 'em
screen
again.
next. Come
the
back.
Angels
key.
went on to take 2 of 3 from the Stros this weekend.
Yeah, that's
The boys in
score.
orange and white are just 4-8 on the season,
Yeah,
but they
that's
have
cool.
played smart baseball at
Stand by
times
full
and
screen.
don't look nearly as bad as they did during that early 6-game losing streak.
And wiping.
But I may have spoken too soon. Astros
We're
still
gonna
on
come
the road
out
tonight
keen
in Oakland.
from
And A's lead
Masters.
Houston 6-0 as they play in the 3rd inning.
He's up on
There are so few things in life that have truly lived up to all the hype. One was Las Vegas. Another, the national championship game between Texas and Southern Cal. And a third had to be the Burt Reynolds episode of Archer. And now maybe the 2013 Masters deserves a spot on that list. The final round yesterday, Adam Scott tied for the lead on 18. The birdie putt on 18.
We're gonna make
and
sure
it
it's out of
is
1.
good.
Okay.
Scott screams to the heavens. He's got a lead and thinks he's won the tournament for about 10 seconds because Angel Cabrera, El Pato himself, is on the 18th fairway, and the Duck throws a dart in at 18. Inside 3 feet, he would birdie to force a playoff.
Every time
On
they
the
say
second
Adam Scott, I
playoff
think of
hole,
the guy from Parks and
Cabrera
Rec.
is looking for a birdie, and it's getting to curl.
Leslie's boyfriend, husband, his real actor's
quite.
name is Adam Scott.
One more chance for Adam Scott.
And every day I'm thinking,
He's got a
thinking
birdie
about
this time, and if he makes
looking
it,
up
he
for him.
wins the
That's not him.
Masters.
Sum us up from 1.
He makes it, and he wins the Masters. The first major for Scott, and the first ever win by an Aussie at the Masters.
Son up 1.
Golf is a big sport at home. It may not be the biggest sport, but it's been a sport
Down
that's been followed.
20 seconds, just incredible. We'll come back to
long
2
list
and
of great
2.
players, and
He's
and this
Australian.
was one thing in golf that we hadn't been able to achieve.
Standing by on cam.
It's amazing that it's my destiny to be the first Aussie to win. Just incredible.
And Mike Hughes.
That was a great tournament. And the New Orleans Saints have signed backup quarterback Seneca Wallace
in your
to
cart.
1 year contract.
All right,
Start
coming up
to zoom
next,
out.
Cedric has your wake-up forecast. Stay with us.
15. What? Get off headsets. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go see. My cues.
Well, we've got clouds moving into the area. They're going to stick around
Stand
with
by
us
2
tonight.
now.
We'll see temperatures into the 70s, so it's going to be a
I guess I
mild
should make sure it's
overnight.
loaded,
It's going to be a warm day on your Tuesday. There's your temperature trend. We're starting off into the lower 70s, but we're going to be into the lower 80s by the afternoon with more clouds and sun during the day. So it's going to be a
1 minute on the show.
The threat for strong storms will be possible by Thursday afternoon, so get ready for that. We'll continue to keep you updated and continue to track the latest and the changes of the computer models, and we'll have an updated forecast for you tomorrow evening. Otherwise, get ready for the warm days the next couple, the storms on Thursday, and then much cooler by the weekend with plenty of sunshine.
They're up on cam.
Final word from sports.
Well, we've just got a lot going on this week with all the softball playoffs. The baseball, high school baseball is still in the regular season, but they're winding things up. And, of course, we've got McNeese baseball and
30.
softball. A lot of crack of the bat and long fly balls to tell you about all this week, so keep it here.
All right, a lot of stuff to keep you busy. Well, John, Brittany, and Ben are back here from 4:30 to 7 in the morning for 7 News Sunrise.
Website's
And we're
up.
always on at KPLC-TV.com.
15.
Thanks for
Go
joining us
wide.
and have
You're
a
up.
great night.
You can animate it. 10. Not now. No. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fade, take it.
Now.
Yes, now.
Now.
I'm gonna punch you.